Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. You know, I've been watching General Hospital since high school, right? And one of the many things I love about this show is the characters, right? Because even on an episode where it's really slow, there's not really a lot going on, we can appreciate the characters, their personalities, and just what they bring to the show. One of the things, one of the things I dislike about the show is that they put too many characters in an episode. And it makes it very messy, right? Let's take Jordan and Isaiah for a hot minute. Isaiah's new in town, and we're finding out more about Isaiah. Here's the thing: we find out more about Isaiah than we did about Gio, in a sense. And it's like they gave Isaiah more story than they gave Gio, and Gio has actually been on there first before Isaiah. But let's go with Isaiah for a hot minute, right? So let's see. They played this joke before, except for at least this time it was a little bit better. Remember when Brooklyn and Chase got locked in a steam room? And for some odd reason, Brooklyn decided to sweat her ass off instead of start taking off like layers of clothes. Now I don't know what the reason for it was. Maybe because she was pregnant. Who knows? I don't know. But it was just stupid, right? So those two get locked in a steam room, and apparently Isaiah, for some odd reason, couldn't read signs and couldn't tell the difference between the men's steam room and the women's steam room. I don't understand how you're so smart, a surgeon, and yet you got that confused, but whatever. So they get in there, they're trapped, they yell, they do all the usual comedy skit BS. And it's story time, right? I feel like if there was less characters, we might have got a little bit more story with those two. Um, but because they had to just cram so many people into this one episode, it was like, okay, we got one story about how he was trapped when he was in Africa before, and I guess it was supposed to be funny to people that found that funny. Um, and it was fine, I guess. It seemed more fluff than anything else, but whatever, fine. Um, oh, hell, there's even a point where Tracy is talking to Jason, and Tracy talks to Jason, and he's like, listen, I never liked you. You're a thug. You're this. You rejected the family name. And Jason's like, and your point is? Because I'm like, where is this going? And I guess the long story short is, well, you're still a better addition to this family than Drew is. Okay, that was that was it. That like you wasted like what 5 to 7 minutes to sit there and say that like seeing sometimes like that where it's just like okay, that's that's cool, I guess, whatever. Um, Jocelyn meeting up with Cam. See, okay, here's my issue with this. Right, I know a lot of people are happy that Cam is back and they like the character and everything like that, and they got to sit there and see Cam and interacting with Jocelyn. And the only positive thing that I can sit there and say about this scene is that Cam is a better person than I am. I'm still learning how to get past grudges, right? And I give Cam a lot of credit because that's not something that I can do. I couldn't just simply just get past what Jocelyn did and find a way to be friends. And I'm not knocking that. That's good. I know myself and I couldn't do it. So I give him a lot of props. That's the only nice thing that I can sit there and say about the scene. Gretchen comes in and it's awkward. And they never really explain why Jocelyn just has this look on her face. I don't know if this is, I don't want to sit there and say it's jealousy because he found somebody else because, he was with Dex. So, I mean, you can't be jealous. I think it's probably more the fact that he's with somebody and she just lost her boyfriend. I guess that's what it is. Um, And then afterwards, they do this. Let's not get it. It's supposed to be nice and a sweet moment, and I'm trying not to shit on it too much. Okay? There's a point where they, I don't know, play some sort of magical sound effect. And then she turns around and she sees Dex. Evan is actually there for a hot minute. And then she looks again and it's like a toy soldier. Um, I don't remember if they did that with Oscar. Another GH forgettable character. I think the other reason why I was not invested in this scene is because in all reality, they just they could have did so much more with Dex. They could have did so much more with Dex. So last night, I think y'all know who Michael Fairman is, right? He was doing an interview with Evan. And one of the things that Evan said that he would have really liked was to explore his family. Explore the mom and stuff like that. They kind of teased it a little bit before where it's like, oh, should he call, should he not call, whatever. Talked about the brothers, talked about the dad. The thing is, the family is still alive. They never actually said the family died. So it would have been really interesting to sit there and see how that would have played out. So I feel like this is such a missed opportunity. Like, I feel like they just killed them off for reasons unknown. And they could have did so much more. So now this whole grief thing and everything like that, and Jocelyn being sad, I'm just like, this really did not need to play out like this. And I think that's the majority reason why I'm just not caring. It's not like I don't care, but well, fictional character. But it's not like I don't feel bad for Jocelyn. I just feel like this is so unnecessary. Like, this is such a bad call to sit there and kill off Dex. Now, I don't want to be one of those type of people that's like, well, I don't understand why they take off certain characters and leave other characters on the show. Because I feel like that's just, I don't know, shitting on the other characters or shitting on the other actors. And I understand it's a business, they got a budget and everything like that, it is what it is. But, I don't know, I just felt like they could have did more with it. So, like, every time I see Jocelyn and another sad scene, I'm like, this is so unnecessary. Speaking of unnecessary, let's talk about Willow and Nina. Because this is the thing with Willow and Michael and everything like that. This is a show, so you need drama. I get that. But I feel like because the family are so involved in these two people's relationships that eventually they could have worked this out, right? Like, Michael still wants to have a relationship with Willow. Despite all the crap that wound up happening, he still loves her. He went about it in a very shitty way, and so did Willow. They both tried to lie to each other to protect each other. They both put each other on a pedestal, and that's one of the things that DC was saying. Is that when you put somebody on a pedestal, your relationship is just going to go downhill. There's a lot of different factors that led to it, and I don't feel bad for either one, and I'm specifically Michael. Well, I don't feel bad for Willow either, but like, you see a scene with Michael and Chase is like, how are you doing? And Michael's like, you're being really generous to me, seeing how, I did to you what you did to me. And I'm so glad that this scene happened because it's one of those things where it's like, see, this is another reason I don't feel bad for Michael. Because not only did you sit there and cheat, but you did the exact same thing that was being done to you. I believe they call that karma, right? And Chase is like, listen, the past is the past, moved on. And granted, I guess in the grand scale of things, people can argue that's so much worse. Because what Drew did, he did that to family, right? And granted, what Michael did was still bad, but they weren't blood. So there's that. Anyway, he wants to work things out. Nina, on the other hand, when Willow gets in there, by the way, I hired an attorney, so this way, you can get full custody. And Nina and Willow's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? You didn't even talk to me about this first. But the problem with Willow is that she is just letting Nina take the lead on all of it and just fill her head up with, oh, well, Michael's going to sit there and try to take the children from you. And one of the things that annoyed me was when Willow sat there and said, well, Michael knows that the children belong with me. And I'm like, why? Why should Michael know that the children belong with you? Huh? What makes you more of a kid? What makes you more of a better parent than him? And I'm not sitting there shitting on Willow's parenting skills, but why is that? I mean, is it because you're the mother and you birthed those children? Because you know you didn't do that by yourself. I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal little pet peeve of me. That's how I took it. Now, after Nina puts all this stuff in Willow's head and she just kind of accepts it at this point, Willow's like, I want to sit there and invite Drew over for Thanksgiving. I mean, for Christmas. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? You wanna what? Like, you cheated on this man, and now you want to invite him over for Christmas because nobody should be alone on Christmas. Drew has money. He can sit there and take his daughter out somewhere. Let's not sit there and try to act like he's Joe Schmo that's, I don't know, working at whatever low level job that I'm not going to offend anybody over. And it's like, oh, well, we got to go somewhere. And it's like, come on, seriously? Like, that's not the case. And you know that. You don't have to sit there and invite him over for the holidays. By the way, you didn't even bother to ask Nina, but whatever. She talked him into doing it, even though that Nina's like, you do realize that Diane's gonna have a field day with that, right? You know that, right? But she does it because Willow's like, it's Christmas. Listen, I love Christmas, but that's just stupid and disrespectful too. But whatever. Tracy and Marty goes back and forth because he's there to sit there and serve divorce papers, and he finally does serve the divorce papers towards Michael, which is like, damn, because he was sitting there talking about he wants to sit there and try to work things out, and then he gets divorce papers sent to him because of Nina. Now, Nina doesn't want Michael in Willow's life because it's all about her, and I have my daughter to myself, but it's just one of those things where it's like they're gonna work this shit out, but they have overbearing parents that are jumping in the middle of the way of two people that can technically work this shit out themselves. Um, I am missing. Oh yeah, Curtis and Drew. So Drew comes in and Drew's like, the price is the stock is dropping and you're not doing a damn thing about it. Curtis does this mysterious talk, this whatever for a little bit, and then Drew's like, you did this on purpose. And the truth of the matter is, there's fault in both of their sides. Drew shouldn't have sat there and led him on to believe that he was going to be CEO if that was not the case. Curtis, on the other hand, is coming across as a bit entitled. Yes, you did do a good job and everything like that, but at the end of the day, regardless if y'all friends or not, you don't have anything in writing. And he is the boss. He does have final say. So if he wants to sit there and give it to Michael or give it to the damn janitor, he can do that. Is it right? No, but it is his company at the end of the day, and you are acting very entitled. Like you deserve it. You're entitled to it. But Curtis is pretty much like, I'm taking the company, and there's nothing you can do about it. And Drew is upset about it and everything like that. And I don't know. I kind of look at it and I'm like, bro, I'm not saying what Curtis did was right, but like, you are about to be congressman, right? So why are you? It's one of those things where it's like, maybe you can just kind of put down the back burner, focus on your daughter, focus on your new job, and just be like, you know what, Curtis, F you, we ain't friends anymore, and it is what it is. Um, so that's pretty much just how I look at it. I didn't even get to Sasha and Jason for having. I mean, their interaction was kind of short. Um, Sasha thanks Jason for saving her life. She still don't know if she can trust Holly. She still don't know if she can ever forgive her. I'm kind of like, didn't a couple of days ago you just sat there and said how fragile and how short life is, but yet you're still not willing to sit and even bother to give Holly a try? Like, I know that that happened because I was there for that episode. I remember watching it. I remember when Tracy tore you down and you had to sit there and put your foot down. And that was one of the things you said. And it's like, you said that when you're talking to Jason, you kind of backtrack a little bit. So I don't really understand. Um, and Sasha wants Jason to wear some sort of sweater that he doesn't want to wear. And I don't know. Maybe we'll want to that they're saying that as some sort of GH joke or whatever. The reason I'm sitting there laughing because it's like, oh yeah, I've kind of forgot about Geo in Brooklyn. Now there is a running theory that Geo is Brooklyn's son. I don't see it because Geo talks about his mom, right? Like Geo talks about his mom a lot, and his dad. I mean, I know that dad died and everything like that, but like, how would that even work? Because I've seen people in my comment section, I've seen people in my live stream sit there and say that Geo is, Brooklyn's son, and I don't see how. Anyway, they seem like they almost have somewhat of a pointless conversation, and Brooklyn's like, you need to sit there and get out more, be friends and stuff like that, find some friends, and Geo's like, ever since he's been back, if he's not playing, then he's, school or whatever. Like he just hasn't really found the time, or he hasn't made the time. And he pretty much is like, just go out there and just have fun and live your life and stuff. Get a storyline. I mean, the guy's been on there for like damn near a year, and we still don't have a storyline with Geo. I think that's about it. This episode was okay. It wasn't terrible. It was definitely a filler. It's getting closer to holidays and everything like that, so I don't think they're gonna do anything too major. Um, a lot of characters, so it's kind of a mess in a sense, but I'll sit there and say it's still worth watching. Anyway, also just on a side note, saw the trailer for the Gates. Eh, wasn't terrible, wasn't super great. Could have been a better trailer, but I'm still looking forward to watching it, reviewing it, and talking about it in my live stream. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll sit there and come out with another trailer between now and then, and it'll be a lot better. I will sit there and say the thing about a trailer is just it's exactly that. It's a trailer. It's not the full scope of the show, you know. Um, so yeah. Anyway, if I missed anything, write in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.